Hi, my name's Jason Sbriglio. I'm a drummer from Melbourne and I'm a Red Cymbals artist. So basically it all started with my dad being a drummer, and at the age of 7 I started drum lessons, and I was playing his drum kit for a couple of years. After playing that drum kit, I ended up buying my own drum kit, which was a Mapex. And from there, I went to Red Rock Drums and to Red Cymbals. I guess the Red Rock journey always starts with one snare drum, and a good friend of mine recommended Red Rock Drums. I met Matt and Roger and worked with them on a 14x8 Jarrah snare drum with maple hoops top and bottom, which I still have, and it's now at home. It doesn't do many gigs, but it's one of my favourite drums. From there I bought a full drum kit and 2 more snare drums as well. So I've worked in studios, so I've done touring, I've played overseas. The bulk of the gigs I was doing were tribute and cover shows, corporate shows as well. I took a break throughout the COVID time, and I'm doing more YouTube online work. We did a lot of supports. We would play the same stages as Ross Wilson, Spiderbait, and a few other great acts. One of my most enjoyable gigs was performing after Ross Wilson. So we did the Cold Chisel tribute, and we played to 8,000 people. It was an outdoor event, and the crowd was enjoying the show. One moment I won't forget was the first gig that I did with a tribute show was in Wonthaggi, and I lived a couple of hours away. And I get to the gig, I set everything up, and I realised I forgot my hi-hats. So I had to flip 2 crush cymbals on each other and use them as hi-hats. I didn't have any crushes for the gig, I just had a ride. And the sound engineer had to use a patch called Hollywood hi-hats for the show. Yeah, there's a number of drummers that inspired me in the early days and even up to today. The first one being Peter Criss. I guess with the whole show of the levitating drum riser and the pyro and everything that he was playing. It was the first drummer I saw, and I wanted to learn everything he could play. I really enjoy Alex Van Halen's playing, and in the last probably 10 years, a lot of Buddy Rich, Charlie Callis, and Virgil Donati, Australian drummers like Johnny Salerno and Christian Nativo. I like their style of playing and their discipline on the drums as well. Yeah, so I started lessons at 7 years old. Did that through primary school at a private teaching school. From there I took lessons at high school, and I had a couple of different teachers. One of them was Chris Quinlan, and the other one was Greg Gospel. And 2 very different players, but 2 very professional players, and I learnt a lot from them. Going into university, I was taught by Carl Lewis, who was Savage Garden's drummer. He taught me a lot about playing, about the industry, networking, and a few other things. And in recent years, I've basically just been learning from online clips and researching different drummers and learning maybe 4 or 5 of their phrases or patterns. I find with drumming, if there's ever tough times, you can jump on the drum kit. Whether you play your favourite songs or you want to work on the basics or rudiments, it's a chance just to be you on the drum kit and forget about everything else. I find that it will calm me down as well. It will reset my mind, and then I can go on with the next task. I find that in a live setting, it's the high of what we do. So being on stage, playing different genres, different bands, different venues, it's exciting. It's exciting packing the drums in the car, travelling, and setting up at the venue, playing the show, and I guess meeting new people along the way. Most recently I've found that I'd like to carry on the lessons and the legacy from my teachers, and also from what I know to the next generation, or to drummers who are willing to learn new things. On my YouTube channel, I've received some really nice comments that people said, well, I've stopped drumming for the last 15 years, but I've watched one of your tutorials and, well, I'll pick the sticks up. I'll give it another go. You know, I'll practice, or, you know what, I'll join that band again and I'll play out. So I'm finding that by doing the YouTube material, I'm packaging something up for, it could be eternity. So in 20 years' time, there might be somebody that stumbles across a video and they get something out of it that then they can teach somebody. I've been really impressed by what Dylan and Lisa have done with the drum shed so far. I initially found out about Red Cymbals with a drum shed. It was Red Rock Drums and Red Cymbals pairing up for that day. I was able to meet some great drummers, talk to them. Through being an endorsee, I've met even more people globally. And it's been a great community to kind of talk about how you're feeling, helping each other out, inspiring everyone, trading ideas. I'm really impressed with where it's at the moment, and I think in the future maybe we could do some travelling drum sheds where maybe some of the Melbourne guys will do a national tour and catch up with the other interstate artists, and we could potentially even do an international, a large drum shed. Look, my advice would be persistent and disciplined if you're playing the drums, so practicing every day. And when you don't feel like practicing, that's when you're probably going to have your best practice session. It's the same as if you're going to the gym. The morning you get up and you don't want to go to the gym is the one that you may lift more or train harder and get a better result. So stick with it, be persistent, and reach out to the drumming community. Everyone's been great. They're happy to offer their assistance and knowledge along the way. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you have a great year ahead with your drumming, and my YouTube channel is called Jason Sbriglio Project. Head across, hit like, subscribe, check out all the footage. I'd love to see some of your comments and connect and trade ideas.